Niger, Brkina Faso, and Mali have come together to support one another. Now, when Niger toppled the president, Mohamed Bazoum, who had been working for the interests of the Europeans and not the interests of the people, Nigeria's president, Tinubu, was very aggravated. So you see all these countries, these are ECOWAS countries, these are West African countries that come together for politics and whatever. The bottom line is they came together wanting to put together an army to go and fight these Africans that have just toppled the president who was a European puppet. They did not like that the new people were in power. For what reason? Very simple. Because if you allow Niger to be free, if you allow the people of Niger to topple the president, we are going to be next, because then they're going to inspire our people and they will want to topple us. And that was the peer pressure reason why these countries came together. Now, the problem is this one. Niger has been battling terrorism for quite some time, and nobody offered to come and help them. But when they topple the president, they feel was inadequate in that position. All these countries came together to come and attack them. Where were they when they needed help so they can fight terrorism? Where was the army? They had an army, but when it comes to toppling an African brother, then you can come together. And that was a problem. That's when Niger and Nigeria had a real problem. Okay, that's when they turned each other's back. Now, the problem we have here is this one. Niger is neighboring country to Benin. Here's Benin. Okay, you see Benin? Yes, Benin is very close to Niger. When ECOWAS countries came together against Niger, Benin also closed its border, okay, to Niger. It said, okay, we don't want you to use our border. Why? Why is the border important? Because as you can see, Niger is a country inland. It's not next to the sea. You can see that. Now, the sea is very important. Why is the sea important? The sea is very important for import and export. Let me explain to you. When you want to bring things, let's say coming from China or India, you can do it two ways. Either via airplane or you can do it via sea. Now, via the sea is better because it's cheaper and you can bring more stuff, more containers. The airplane is much more expensive and very complicated. Now, Benin closed its border to Niger. Now, Niger needs Benin's border so it can port food and many other things and infrastructure, whatever. They blocked the border. The goal was, let's block the border so we can asphyxiate the country in a way that the population will be very angry and they will topple these brand new people. But that never worked because those people were behind their government.
Closure of land and air borders between ECOWAS countries and Niger to be lifted. No-fly zone of all commercial flights to and from Niger is to be lifted. Suspension of all commercial and financial transactions between ECOWAS member states and Niger is to be lifted.
Why did Niger chase French? They chased the French because when the new government came into power, toppling Mr. Bazoum, they asked the French ambassador to come and have a discussion. The French ambassador said, no, I'm not coming to talk to you guys because they said, please come. And he said, no, he doesn't. I don't. So they said, okay, we're giving you 48 hours to leave the country. After they gave him 48 hours to leave the country, France then reacted saying, you have no legitimacy to ask him to leave the country. You are not the president.
I believe our policy is the correct one. It's based on the courage of President Bazoum, on the efforts of our diplomats and our ambassador in Niger, who will stay despite pressure from coup leaders. We do not recognize them. We support the president, who's not resigned.
So, oh, really? Is that so? We're going to show you. So the Nigerian people, the civilians came down the street walking. They put pressure on the French government and put pressure on the ambassador to leave the country. Now, Niger used to have 1,000 soldiers from France. Those 1,000 soldiers also under pressure were kicked out of the country. Now, Emmanuel Macron was not happy. He even said, I am ready to come and defend my interest in somebody else's country. I'm ready to come and defend my interest. So he's ready to start war in your country. But at that time, it's the civilians that came in the street.
J'ai décidé d'importantes reconfigurations et me suis exprimé à ce sujet en février dernier. Le putsch de cet été au Niger en confirme d'ailleurs la nécessité. Et nous continuerons là-bas de protéger nos intérêts, mais nos armées seront moins présentes en permanence, moins posées aussi moins exposés.
You know, it's very easy to start a fight against the soldiers or the military. Say, oh, we were under threat, that's why we shot. But you can't shoot civilians because everybody's watching. That is how they kicked out the French out of the country. However, Niger has been accusing Benin of harboring and keeping French soldiers with the goal of destabilizing the country. That's why the relationship between Benin and Niger is not good at all. And up until now, after Benin said, okay, we are ready to open the border, Niger said, nope, we are not opening the border with you. You were very happy when ECOWAS said, well, let's close the border so we can die of anger. That's fine. Let's just stay that way. We don't want that. And that is the problem there between them. Now, Niger used to accuse Benin of keeping French. Now they are also accusing Nigeria of keeping foreign forces in order to destabilize the country. We all know which the foreign force they're talking about are. So is Nigeria keeping foreign force to destabilize Benin? That's a question mark we need to ask. Well, Nigeria is a very interesting country, you know. If Nigeria is really trying to destabilize, then that's very sad. You know, Nigeria has too many issues, and Nigerians need to stand up and fight for their right. And I know there are plenty of Nigerians watching me. You know, I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. That's the reason why many Nigerians want to leave Nigeria and go live elsewhere and all that stuff. And the problem is, you go to Dubai, they don't want Nigeria. You go to Britain, they want no Nigeria. America want no Nigeria. South Africa do not want Nigeria. Kenya also is fighting that. We're just telling the truth. The truth is in the pudding. Nigerians need to fight the government. They need to come down the street. Fellas, you are hundreds of millions of people. The government cannot shoot everybody. Go in the street, they will not shoot all of you. They will shoot some of you, that's fine, but the rest of you will live in peace. Because this thing of leaving Nigeria, making videos on how you need to leave Nigeria, no, it's not a good thing. I mean, Kemi, whoever that name is, the lady from Britain, said that the police of Nigeria is crooks. They don't even protect the people. She is not supposed to be Nigerian. Anyway, so Niger accuses Nigeria of keeping foreign power in order to destabilize the country. Let me know how you feel about this story. It's a great pleasure. Nothing against Nigerians. We just want us to move forward. When Niger needed support to fight terrorism, nobody came. But now they can come together and come and fight Niger. And now Niger says, we know what you're doing. The Nigerian government said, despite the efforts to normalize relations, we regret that Nigeria has not given up on serving as a real base for the stabilization of Niger with the complicity of a foreign power and officials and a foreign regime to whom it offers refuge. This is what the Nigerian minister Bakari Yawu Sangare said.
Welcome back. So looking closely at the map of West Africa, you could clearly see that Niger borders Nigeria to the south. That is, majority of the part of Niger shares a border with Nigeria to the south. In regards to Nigeria, the president is His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who doubles as the chairman of ECOWAS. And you know that ECOWAS is also an institution which is controlled by these puppet masters or colonial masters. So any agenda that is being brought up by ECOWAS is from these puppet masters. So when Niger toppled over this democratically elected leader, Nigeria has been doing all it can in order to reinstate the president so that this coup will not be able to function. But it looks like the strong alliance of the people of Niger with the coup leaders is yielding good fruit. So it is becoming quite impossible. While this then happened, the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has always put in place measures in order to be able to confront these coup leaders so that they reinstate this precedent that they have hoisted from power. A lot of measures have been put in place with regards to sanctions on border closing and all that, so that the country of Niger will be unstable for the people, and so that the people will also revolt against the coup leaders. But all these did not help, or all these proved futile. So the last option left to them is a military invasion. Now, with regards to ECOWAS sending troops to Niger to invade Niger, it looks like that will not also work. So it looks like the foreign powers would rather want to bring their own soldiers in order to fight against Niger and make the country unstable. And Nigeria seems to be playing a very key and critical role in this agenda by the West. Now, Niger has always suspected Nigeria to be a place or a hideout for these foreign military men to come inside so that they could invade Niger. And Niger is not backing down. The coup leaders in Niger are not backing down on this. They are also strengthening their forces in order for nothing to take them off guard. Nigeria's president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I believe, is not really helping the cause of Africa. It looks like he's supporting the colonial masters. He has been in support of the colonial masters, and this is not a good thing for Africa's unity, for Africa's solidarity, and for Africa's development. So I think that we need to all put our hands together in order to build this continent. And if we build this continent, all these old leaders who are puppets to the West should be taken out of office. I believe he is also afraid in the sense that since people from Niger have been able to hoist their president, it means that the people in Nigeria who are also not happy with his government may also topple him over. That is why he is fighting to, first of all, protect his interest, and then secondly, that of the interests of the colonial masters. Let me know what you think about all these in the comment section below. Share your thoughts and opinions about this video in the comment section. Don't forget to also share this video with your friends and your family. Don't forget to share on other social media platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and other social media platforms. Also subscribe to the channel. Just click the subscribe button down here. Click on the subscribe button. Click as well on the notification bell. And I would like to see you again in my next video.